Hello and welcome to the lovely Lincolnshire Wolds and the home of Old Mill Lakes. We're here this weekend for the final of the Midlands Carp Cup. It's a beautiful venue with a stock of just over 200 fish, and the fish go to over £40 in here. It's a 48-hour competition, starts at 12 o'clock on Friday and finishes at 12 o'clock on Sunday, where we'll be crowning the new Midlands Carp Cup champion. So the draw has taken place. Lee and Paul are down bankside. Let's go and see how the feelings are with them anglers.
So, Dan, Gary, we've done the draw, and it's an out-of-the-bag draw. It's where you pull, is where you fish. You've got peg 6. Are you happy?
Yeah, we came second out in the draw, and we've been told that we're fishing a decent peg on the complex. So it seems all good in our favour, so I'm feeling confident. Hopefully we can bag a fish or two.
And Dan, what sort of spots are you going to be looking at fishing to out there?
Well, we've got an island in front of us, and we've also got a channel to the left, and then we've got some floating weed to the right into a little bay.
Yeah.
We'll just have a little plod around, see what we can find on the bottom.
Well, here we are in peg 4 with AJ and Tom. It's not long been since the draw, guys. Tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, it ain't too bad. We're in a shallow corner and the weather's pretty hot, so hopefully a few fish will come down, but we would have preferred to be down the other end in the old side. That's where Tom practised a few weeks ago. He had 3 fish, lost 2, and that's all right. He was fishing hard. Our pal's over there now, so if he don't catch anything in there, we'll definitely give him some stick.
Brilliant. A little bit of inter-rivalry between the competitors. Now, what would make you want to fish in the other side, down on the other end, considering you've seen a few encouraging signs in front of you today?
Fish we've seen in front of us already have been small, and like the fish that Tom caught in his practice session were all 20-pounders and plus, so we don't really know the lake. We've only fished it once before, so the bigger fish could hold up down there, we don't know, but that's all we have to go on really.
Here with Phil Sainty, a regular match angler here at Old Mill Lakes. So Phil, if you was fishing this match the weekend, how would you approach it?
Well, what it is with this lake, a lot of people think, because there's so much big fish, let's put the bait in. You can absolutely kill your swim, instantly kill your swim. On these matches, the tactics that I would do, I would be baiting little and often, I would be using simple rigs, I'd probably use a supple braid because it's quite a newish lake, so the bottom isn't flat, it's quite up and down. Just keeping it really simple, but do not put too much bait in because it can kill your swim instantly.
So the match has just got underway, and I've just found Brad Greening. How you doing, Brad?
Yeah, not too bad.
Brad's here in a running capacity this week, but I'd like, just to tap your brains a little bit, how you would approach a venue like this.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I mean, it's quite a strange one, this. It's not like one of your big open pits, it's a small, intimate venue, full of islands, little bays, reeds. I mean, there's features of plenty in here, so...
If you was turning up to fish it, how would you approach it?
Well, I'd say, to be honest, I've the first time seeing this venue, but obviously before you go, you do your homework. Like, if you haven't fished it or you can't practice, ask your locals, ask your mates who have fished it, because you will find there could be patterns, like, someone's got experience, they could say, like, the fish go in the corners, like when there's pressure, the fish back from lines, like, there's so many different things that you can find out before you go, and obviously you still go with your own mindset, but it's preparation, you do your homework wherever you go.
So as the first day draws to an end, still no fish on the bank. We've just heard from 2 of the country's best carp match anglers, Phil Saintley and Brad Greening. Have these guys done their research? Have they put too much bait in? Only time will tell. I've got a feeling the lake will do a fish tonight, but let's wait and see.
Here I am in peg 11 with Darren and Nick, the current leaders. Darren, you've had a fish.
Yeah, we had a fish, 1:45 last night, so gets us off the mark. Not the biggest fish, £10.8, but we're on the scoreboard.
Brilliant. I now noticed that you're using 2 different tactics. Your approach is a little bit different to Nick's. Tell me about yours.
Yeah, we're literally. So I'm fishing to holes in the weed, keeping things very tight. Just literally trying to find that nice little solid spot where there is no weed, and I'm just fishing a single wafter with just a couple of little spods of bait over the top. Nick's maybe fishing a little bit more heavily baited than I am.
Nick, tell us about it. Your approach is different to your teammate.
Yeah, what it is, this side was slightly more weedy, so it's more difficult to get that presentation that we're looking for. So we're putting beds of bait out, only small beds with the spawn, and then putting solid bags over the top. We've changed to that this morning from yesterday. We was just putting pop-ups out on foam nuggets really yesterday, but it does seem to have created a couple of bites in the last
So
sort
you've
of
altered your
hour.
tactics from fishing choddy sort of styles in the weed to presenting something over the top of it and flattening it down with the
Yeah.
spotted bait that's going in.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. 2 different tactics from the same team. Let's hope that it works.
Yeah,
Gentlemen,
we'll keep at it.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Peg 9 with Wayne Mansford. Wayne, I've just looked over my shoulder and you've got 3 rods doing nothing. What's going on?
I like to think they're not doing nothing. I'm in a quiet little corner. As we know, the lake's fishing hard, only £10 winning at the minute.
Yeah.
I've actually taken the rods out to see if the fish actually move in. Even though I'm fishing slack lines, I think with the lines not being in the water completely, fish could actually come into this quiet little bay.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping I can just nick one. If a few fish come in, I can quietly nick one.
It's down in peg 8. Steve Alford and Dean Quist with what looks to be a bit of a unit in the net. Mick Coxon there, ready to do the weighing. Going to be at least £30, I'd have said, that fish.
I've got a kettle there.
£32 9 ounces.
And Mick calls it £32
Well done,
9
guys.
ounces. That fish is going to put them into the lead. Those boys are going to be super happy with that. A beautiful mirror carp being returned to its home. There she goes. Wow, no sooner had that first fish been returned and the boys were into another one. Can happen on lakes like this. A few fish move over the top of you, 2 quick bites. Looks to be snagged, that fish. Now this is where it gets really difficult. The fish has moved its way into what looks to be some reeds to the right of the boys. So a slight change of tactic while playing the fish. They're going to take the rod out further, which gives a slightly different angle on the line. A little bit of pressure, and hopefully that fish will free itself. It's a very nerve-wracking moment this is. Oh, it's moved.
Give us the rod back.
Yep, the fish is still there. So we're back in action.
Get it, Mick.
So let's grab that landing net. These boys are going to be very nervous now because in a competition like this where every fish counts, you're going to want to get it in the net. Poised. Scoop. Is it in? Yeah, there we go. Looks to be a small common carp. Obviously the limit being £5, so that fish is going to be very close to that. Mick Coxon again with the scales. Oh, she's over 5. Just shy of 9. Mick Coxon calls it £8, 15 ounces. Not the biggest fish in this lake, but most certainly more than welcome in a competition like this. So let's get over to Lee and pop down and have a chat with the boys.
So now I've come to peg 8, Steve and Dean. I heard a chunk was put on the bank. Our current leaders are only on £10. Tell us what you've had.
Yeah, we've had a lovely mirror, £32 9 ounce. Very welcome at this stage of the competition. Just off a lovely baited spot out there towards the island. Quite a bit of bait around it. Felt good for a take, wind's pushing in. Thought it would come and couldn't have been a better fish.
Brilliant. Well, that one fish alone has put you to the top of the leaderboard. Conditions are favourable. We've got overcast weather, the wind's blowing in. Quiet little bay to your right hand side just there. Not long you put the fish back, the next rod rips off.
Yeah, this was the right hand rod fishing into the little bay that you were talking about there. It's very weedy in there. No sooner did the fish been hooked, it locked us up and we're struggling to gain any line on it. Fortunately, Steve had his swimwear with him, so he was able to get out there chest deep and coax the fish from another angle, which we eventually teased at the weed, if you like. So we're buzzing with that.
And you get that in the net. It incorporates the partner that you have in these team events to help you out to get the fish on the bank. Not only that, safely. It's a quiet little area. How have you been approaching that little tiny bay?
Well, the other 3 rods we've been fishing over quite a bit of bait, trying to get them interested in we're fishing the solar carp MLX. That rod, it's a very quiet bait, it's very weedy, we're only fishing a small area, small clear area, so we decided to go for the softly approach. As the clear area is very sandy and very clean, we did go for the bottom bait rather than a pop-up, and it was just 10 or 12 freebies over the top, nice and tight, and that proved to do the do.
belly on her.
So, we're here with Gaz and Dan. Just had a fish. What was it?
It was a common, £22 and 2 ounces, put us into a second place. So yeah,
So
feeling
would you
good.
have that on and whereabouts did you have it?
I had it on a bottom bait boilie,
Yeah.
just close to one of the islands at the back behind me there.
So you two are a team, but you sort of do different things, don't you?
Yeah, basically, Gaz likes the static approach, little traps,
Yeah.
weighted out. I like to work the swim, put a bit of bait out and wait for it.
Well, after a slow start here at Old Mill Lakes, it has finally started to pick up. The first fish coming out last night to Darren Wilcox and Nick Davis, a mirror carp of £10, 8 ounce. However, this afternoon it has started to pick up a little bit. The fish have started to get a bit more confident and have started to have a feed. So in first place at the moment, Stee Alford Dean Crust, £41, 8 ounces for 2 fish. We've had 5 fish out this afternoon, with the biggest fish going to Stee Alford and Dean Crust with a mirror carp of £32, 9 ounces. A fish like that in a competition, it can be a massive game changer. Those boys are going to be very happy that that fish crossed their net. Obviously, it's the top 4 places that count in this competition. Not only do you get on the podium, but you also get a place in the British Carp Cup's Champion of Champions.
Well, here we are, Sunday morning of the Midlands Carp Cup final. Yesterday, a few fish were caught during the day, which has bunched up that leaderboard. However, throughout the night, another couple of fish have been landing and we have new leaders. Let's head over to the leaderboard to see how the tensions are building in those final few hours. So like Lee said, what a difference a night can make. Phil Higgins, Simon Bury, they only had 1 fish going into the evening, but 3 quick fish in succession this morning has seen them jump into first place by just over a pound. But don't forget Wayne Mansford, Ryan Need there, 1 fish in the night, £25 has taken them into third. This competition is anybody's at the minute.
I'm here with Phil and Simon, the reigning British Carp Cup champions and our new current leaders. What happened last night then, lads?
Well, we've had a few fish, obviously, which has put us in first at the minute, but it's fairly tight, so we're not counting our chickens just yet. But yeah, the action started yesterday afternoon. Yep. We managed to get amongst the stockies, just fishing, for a bite at a time, really. And then last night it come good. We managed to catch 3 more stockies, which put us right up there. So
that's put you into the lead by £1.50.
Yeah, it's not comfortable, but
it's close, isn't it?
It's better to be £1.50 in front than behind at the minute. So it's still anyone's to win, really. Anyone could come from anywhere with 220s, and they've overtook us. So yeah, it's exciting stuff for some people, but nail biting for us. But fingers crossed.
So what sort of tactics have you employed to catch these fish then?
Well, at the beginning we thought that we didn't think there was going to be big weights out, so we didn't want to go for a big hit, even though there's about 200 carp in there, some big ones in there as well. So we didn't think put a lot of bait in. Some people have put a lot of bait in. We've basically gone for a bite.
And it's worked.
Well, yeah. I mean, sometimes it can work to put a lot of bait out, but if you're nicking, I think if we'd have put a lot of bait out.
Yeah, it's been quiet as well on it. It's fish quiet beforehand, so I mean, you've got to change your tactics.
Well, it started off slow for you, didn't it? And then it's built up and you've gone into the lead, so you're doing something right.
So I'm over with Phil, he's fishing on Willow Lake. He's keeping an eye on the match this weekend to see how things go. It's been a slow match so far, Phil.
Yeah, it's as I thought. Nobody's running away with it. 1 fish can put you back into the podium position. Really good match.
Now I remember you told me earlier you're fishing here in a match in a couple of weeks. Have you picked up anything new from these guys?
It's been really good to be here because I'm seeing where the fish are getting caught from, what tactics is, and it's basically like I said at the beginning, little and often, keep it simple and the fish will come out. Just hopefully I get a good peg choice. Final prediction for the match, I would say Alfie and Dean are in pole position, but knowing Berks the way I do, it wouldn't surprise me if it throws a curveball in there.
So I'm here in Peg 9 with Wayne Mansford, who's managed to winkle himself a fish out early this morning. He had a bit of a different tactic from yesterday. Wayne, tell us about your tactics and how you've got that fish.
I decided just to rest the swim yesterday. I had to wind in, and I think I rested between 9:30 and 5 yesterday. As you can see, I'm in the corner of the lake. If the fish are going to be here or they're not. I just feel with the lines not being in the water, they could just drift into this bay. Did it happen last night? Is that what worked? I don't know, but I'd like to think it did.
Well, there is a little bit of pressure just further up the bank from you where there's a lot of lines still going in the water, and with everybody casting and spodding, you felt that give them a little bit of sanctuary to retreat into?
Yeah, that's what I felt. Just wanted to keep it nice and quiet, just one corner of the lake, there wasn't any pressure or any noise or disturbance.
So as we move into the last couple of hours of this competition, I don't think it could get any closer. You've got Phil and Si in the lead by just over £1, but out of nowhere, Wayne Mansford, Ryan Need land a fish of £25 that has put them in a podium spot. What we're going to do, we're going to have to head bankside and see what else is going on.
Well, Steve and Dean, game changer.
I know, hour to go, couldn't have written it. We were just having a big debate prior to recasting the rod. Steve said cast it, I said don't. He said cast it, I said don't. They were clearly knocking the reeds. So I come down to we decided together that we'd put a bait in there, despite only being a rod length away. And within a minute and a half, or maybe 2 minutes of dropping a bait in there, off it popped.
Out she comes.
Out she comes. You're now the new leaders.
Yep.
Just hope it stays that way.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Here in Swim 8 with Steve and Dean, just chilling at the last tense moments. They keep fishing right up until the end. They've just put their third fish back, which has now put them back into the lead. Tension right up until the last buzzer. They will not stop fishing. These match competitions, you have to be on it right up until that final buzzer, because with those little bits of effort, you get the reward. He's a good manager, don't get me wrong, but his attitude is terrible.
So moving into the dying moments. Steve and Dean there waiting for that buzzer. Nerve-wracking moments. There we go. And I give you our new Midland Carp Cup champions, Steve Alford and Dean Crust. Well, would you believe it? One awesome weekend's fishing we've had here at Old Mill Lakes. That last fish for Steve and Dean, giving them the all-important title of the Midlands Carp Cup champions. So let's take a look at the leaderboard and see where it all finished. Our new champions, Steve Alford and Dean Crust, with 3 fish for £61, 1 ounce. What a great weekend for those boys. That fish of £32, 9 ounce, really making a big difference. In second place, Phil Higgins, Simon Bury, those last 3 fish in the dying moments really making a difference and putting them into second place with £43 on the nose. Third place, out of nowhere, 1 fish for £25, 12 ounce, Wayne Mansford and Ryan Need, definitely boys to keep an eye on at the future. In fourth place, and the final qualifying spot for the British Carp Cup Champions of Champions, Daniel Holiday and Gaz Broadhurst with 1 fish for £22, 2 ounces.
Well,
Now the winners with 3 fish for £61, receiving a cheque for £2,000, Steve Alford and Dean Crust. Well done, guys.
Steelford, Dean Crust. This is the one you wanted, Midlands Carp Cup champions. How does that feel?
Yeah, very good. Very proud at the moment. Fished really well this weekend. Had a great team effort again, and we got just desserts this weekend. All come good.
Excellent.
I've been fishing these competitions for 5 years now, and I don't mind telling you we were desperate for a title. It's all come good this weekend. Hopefully it'll be the first of many.
Let's hope so. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, gentlemen. And this was the one that you wanted, as you mentioned. You must be looking forward to the Champions of Champions.
Yeah, I mean, it's only in a few weeks' time. We haven't done any preparation as yet, but there'll be a lot of research being done over the next few weeks. Hopefully we can go down there as prepared as we possibly can. Looking forward to that one.
There we go. What a great end to this week's Midlands Carp Cup final. A big congratulations to Steelford and Dean Crust, who are our new Midlands Carp Cup champions.
Now, if you're interested in entering next year's events, why don't you go and have a look at our Facebook page, British Carp Cups.
So what a great weekend's fishing. Here's the lineup so far for the British Carp Cup final. We've got the top 4 from this weekend's competition joining the top 4 from the Southern Carp Cup final. Next week we're at Newbridge Lakes for the Northern Carp Cup, where we'll be filling those 4 remaining places. So without further ado, here's a quick sneak preview of what we've got in store.